All right, welcome everybody live to the Barclays Center. I'm Sam Durham here with Krish Verma and Lev Cougar. Today we are here at NBA Draft Live on ESPN Plus here today. As Krish and Lev today, the San Antonio Spurs will be on the clock with the first pick. They'll be selecting 7'5" center out of France, Victor Wembanyama. Krish, what do you think he brings to the table?
I mean, he's a generational talent. This guy is projected to be the greatest prospect since LeBron James. And Victor now going number 1 overall to San Antonio, which has been known for drafting number 1 overall big man like Tim Duncan and Nate Robertson back in the old days. But now Victor coming into this modern era of the NBA, 7'5" center from France. He's looking unstoppable, Sam.
But Lev, the sharpshooting abilities of Brandon Miller are right there too. What do you have to say about that?
You know, Brandon Miller is one amazing shooter, I must say. It's unfortunate that we have a guy like Wembanyama in this class because Miller is a real generational talent, in my opinion. Honestly, you might have a chance to be better. We saw what he did at Alabama when he was on the court. He was really good. And he had some games there where he would shoot like 1 for 20, and it wasn't good. But when he was on. He was easily their best player and basically carried them to a 1 seed.
Yeah, and you also can't forget about Scooter Henderson, the point guard out of G League Ignite. He brings a lot to the table as well. He has a lot of untapped potential that he can expose to whichever NBA franchise finds him at home. So looking now as we look, the 4th pick, obviously, what are you thinking about that? Is it going to be the Thompson twins, Cam Whitmore? What do you see at pick number 4 here in this draft class, Mr. Verma?
Well, you look at what the Houston Rockets could need, and honestly, the Rockets had a very struggling season. They could use depth anywhere on the roster. So I do see them taking Amen Thompson, one of the Thompson twins from Overtime Elite. I think Amen has a very high ceiling, and he has potential to be one of the best prospects from this NBA draft, so Amen's my pick.
Yeah, obviously there's been some shooting concerns. But we have some breaking news here. According to Inside, Greg Popovich says that he has a problem with French players after Rudy Gobert. He will be drafting Scoot Henderson. My boy Scooter is going first. He's going to ride his scooter all the way down to San Antonio, Texas. Victor Wembanyama will be going to the Charlotte Hornets at number 2 overall. Lev, how do you feel about this? The Scooter himself will be playing for the old Greg Popovich.
You know, this really makes San Antonio probably the best overall team in the NBA. I must say, Scoot Henderson, he's looking like a guy who can drop 60 points a game. First season in the league. Just seems so electric. We saw him at G League Ignite. You know, he had a game versus Wembanyama. He outscored Wembanyama in that game. We're looking at it. Scoot Henderson is the real best player in this draft. We got to stop talking about Wembanyama so much. Scoot Henderson, so athletic. You hear him say, he said, I don't want to go 2. I want to go 1. And now he's going 1, and he's going to show everyone why he'll be the best player in the NBA.
We have to keep in mind Greg, 74. He maybe wasn't willing to stick around for all of Wembanyama's career. You know, those retirement homes, they are hard to come by in the state of Texas. So, Krish, what are you thinking now from the Hornets' perspective? Victor Wembanyama is on the board right now. This halts all your draft plans, all your workouts. Victor has not even been to Charlotte in his entire lifetime. He's now going to the middle of nowhere with LaMelo Ball and, out of all people, Miles Bridges. What are you thinking for Victor in his next step forward on this prosperous journey of his?
Well, I knew that Scoot Henderson was going to be one of the greatest basketball players of all time, so I'm kind of disappointed now that the Hornets have to select Victor Wembanyama over Scoot Henderson. So, I mean, yeah, I'll take Victor. I mean, he's going to be a really good center, which is what we need because Mark Williams and Nick Richards can't defend for their life. So I would like a 7'5" player on our roster, but I really wish we got Scoot Henderson, Sam.
Yes, obviously, this is an entire shakeup for the NBA. Coming up next, we will be talking about who should be selected with the 58th overall pick. All right, that's Sam Durham for Lev Cougar and Krish Verma, sending in now the Stephen A. Smith at Barclays Center. We thank you all for tuning in, and we'll talk about the 58th pick coming up next.